A pirate, a cowboy, and a bank robber walk into a bar. It sounds like a joke, but they share an unsettling historical connection. To understand this, we can look at a study from Macalester College, which examines how these specific criminals serve as perfect case studies in historical romanticization. Think about how we view the cowboy. Pop culture has universally embraced them as the ultimate symbols of self-reliance, rugged individualism, and American freedom. Depression-era bank robbers received the exact same treatment. Folk singers like Woody Guthrie elevated figures like Charles Pretty Boy Floyd into modern-day Robin Hoods, champions of the working class fighting a corrupt system. But the historical record tells a much darker story. Floyd left a violent trail of dead bodies across the Midwest and was a prime suspect in the Kansas City massacre, which left 4 law enforcement officers dead in a hail of machine gun fire. The reality of the cowboy is equally grim. The open range they rode was carved out through the violent dispossession of Native Americans, making cowboys active agents in a brutal campaign of territorial expansion. And pirates weren't lovable rogues on a grand adventure. They practiced indiscriminate murder, violent pillaging, and actively participated in the transatlantic slave trade. Knowing this, we are left with a strange contradiction. Society knows these were violent, self-serving criminals, yet we actively chose to rewrite their legacies. Why purposefully turn monsters into cultural heroes? To answer that, we have to look at the environment that creates them. None of these myths were born during peaceful, stable times. They emerged during periods sociologists call eras of upheaval. Take the 1930s. Massive institutional failures and severe economic despair created sprawling breadlines across the country. People were losing their homes and farms to banks, creating the perfect breeding ground for bank robber mythology. Decades earlier, the rapid industrialization of the country and the closing of the unregulated American frontier triggered an intense, immediate wave of cowboy nostalgia. And the Golden Age pirate myth was inadvertently birthed by the oppressive expansion of European imperialism, which acted as a heavily regulated pressure cooker for the working poor. This chart illustrates the illusion of freedom. When a population feels crushed, their desire for self-reliant symbols who buck the system spikes dramatically. We see this repeat perfectly, first with pirates, then cowboys, and again with bank robbers. These legends aren't born from the inherent goodness of the historical figures themselves. They are manufactured entirely from the desperate psychological needs of a powerless public. But making a violent criminal palatable to the general public requires a specific cultural mechanism: selective editing. Woody Guthrie's lyrics highlight Pretty Boy Floyd paying mortgages and leaving $1,000 bills. By singing, "Some will rob you with a 6-gun, some with a fountain pen," the song builds a strict moral binary. The outlaw becomes savior, the system the enemy. We do the exact same thing with pirates. Modern audiences celebrate the democratic, egalitarian rules of pirate ships, while entirely ignoring the terrifying brutality inflicted on the victims of their raids. Manufacturing a legend requires active, willful erasure. To keep the fantasy clean, society simply ignores the messy collateral damage. And that is the danger of historical romanticization. When we project our own contemporary values onto bad actors, we inadvertently justify their atrocities. These folk heroes are cultural mirrors. They don't show who these criminals actually were. They reflect exactly what society lacked at that historical moment. But this specific brand of historical myth-making is rapidly becoming impossible today. In an era of instantaneous information, verifiable footage, and constant connectivity, the dark realities and collateral damage of modern criminals are fully exposed. You can't selectively edit a story when the raw evidence is streaming in real time. The age of the romanticized outlaw is dead. Without the comfort of legends, we are finally left with a sobering reality. We have to confront our history exactly as it happened.